ladies, like, if you are a single mother or whatever the case may be, or you have a son, no matter how old he is, if you see him disrespect the woman or you see him acting out of control in the streets or whatever, don't lie to your son and enable him and make it seem like what he did was okay. So, for example, I see a lot of mothers, like older than me or whatever, that will lie to their sons and say, "Oh yeah, you're a good dad, you're a good boyfriend, you're a good husband." You know, what I'm saying, when they know clearly they're not. They'll lie to themselves and lie to their sons and make it seem like they're a good man, they're a good person, knowing like their sons are a piece of shit. Sorry, but it's true. Stop lying to your sons. Stop babying your sons. Help them learn that the best thing in life is to take self accountability and self awareness. So yeah, so I see that a lot. I see that a lot. A lot of these women, they'll treat their sons like that's their man, you know, and then they'll treat their daughters like crap. It's very sad. I always kept it real with my son, my oldest. You can't let your children think that it's okay to treat people a certain type of way that doesn't deserve that, you know? Especially like I mean, I feel like this is how I feel about certain things. Like if a woman is threatening your son that she's dating, say a woman's dating your son and she's threatening him and she puts a weapon up to him and stuff like that, he got to defend himself. You got to do what you got to do. But I tell my son all the time, no means no. And don't just think it's okay to put your hands on a woman just because to control or whatever. That's not okay. But I feel like a man should have the right to defend themselves if they're in a life threatening situation. That's a whole different scenario. Sometimes you can only do so much. You don't know what you're gonna do until you're actually in that situation. But I see this happen time and time and time and time again. These mothers, they'll let their kids get away with murder. Oh, my son wouldn't do that. My son's not a cheater. My son's not a woman beater. My son's not this. My son's not a liar. My son's not a deadbeat. My son's not. Stop lying to yourself and stop lying to your son. That's why your son keep doing what he's doing, because and keep acting out of control. You're not letting him take accountability for his actions as a person, as an individual, as a man, for the things that he done. He blaming everybody else but himself. Oh, I got locked up because of this person. I got locked up because of that person. They got cameras on you, bro. They got evidence on you. So you mean to tell me that you are 18 or 30 or 40 years old and a grown person forced you to do something that you don't want to do, or they're just gonna arrest you off of like he said, she said so? Like, but they got you on camera doing this and that and that and this? Make it make sense. I'm a good father. How you a good father? How you a good father? Like, I could count on two hands how many times you've been involved in your son's life. You haven't not once throughout your son's whole life bought him a gift, a birthday gift, or anything. Bought anything for him. When you was at his birthday party, you left He only went to one of his birthday parties when he was 4 years old and was stayed for 1 minute and left. All you care about is yourself. Grow up. Grow up. That's the thing. You gotta like raise your sons to be men, not little boys. Raise your son to be a real man. And fathers, be involved in your son's life and your daughter's life. Interact with your kids. Communicate with your kids. Like have conversations with them. Teach them about life. You should want the best for your kids, not the worst. You should not be jealous of your kids when they grow up. You should be proud of them if they're doing well. And I see that a lot of these men, they can be jealous of their own kids. It's very sad. In order to change and do better in life, you have to take self-accountability, even if it's not 100% your fault. You gotta ask yourself, okay, how could I handle that situation better? How could I have done this better? You know what I'm saying? What could I have done different? Should I be hanging around these people? Are these people really do I really have to prove that I'm this and I'm that when I want better in life? Like, if you keep blaming this person, that person, and playing yourself, even if you are a victim of something, it's not good to stay in that victim mentality. I've been through a lot, and I always hear God say to me, because I speak to God, if you have a close connection with God, you can hear God's voice clear as day. Anyone that knows this, especially the chosen ones. So I always hear God say, it's okay to be upset for a moment. It's okay to be angry for a moment. It's okay to cry, but just don't stay there. Because at the end of the day, we're human. And a lot of people that never been through a really life hard situation or struggle doesn't understand that. They think that if you go through something like, say, for example, you take away my kids or I get shot, I'm supposed to just get over it, like, just like that. I heal when I'm ready to heal. You don't tell me how to heal. You don't tell me when to heal. You can't expect me to get over it, act like everything, like it's okay. Like I'm supposed to be okay with it. Like nothing happened. Me losing custody of my first son at the age of 9, it still affects me to this day. And I have the right to feel that emotion because I'm his mother. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I love my son. Yeah, my mother, she has him, and and I'm able to see him, whatever. But still, I'm the same. Thank God I have custody of my baby boy now. I changed a lot about myself throughout life, and I'm still changing. I'm still trying to do better. I'm still trying to develop, but I'm just trying to say, for people that work for the state or work for the government, it could be a therapist, it could be a doctor, it could be a nurse, it could be a judge, it could be a public defender, it could be whomever, right? They think, or a GCF worker, for example, CPS, that's like CPS. They think that they know you better than you know yourself. And they try to use any little thing you say against you, like that you have said in therapy 20 years ago or done 20 years ago, whatever. It's just petty. It's very petty. Oh, you have this, you have that, you did. You can't. How you gonna tell me about me? I got proof. I got facts. I got receipts. I got this. I got a paper trail to prove that I'm not this person that you keep trying to say I am. You can't tell me about me. Oh, you're gonna do what we tell you to do when we tell you to do it and how we tell you to do it. Really? As long as we're gonna be involved in your life, as long as we want. Who are you? Am I that entertaining to you? Like, what do I look like? A celebrity? And they on stalker mode. They on private investigator mode. Like probably following me into the store everywhere I go. Like watching everything I do. Like you're that obsessed with me? Are you that obsessed? The devil is a liar. I'll tell you that much. I'm gonna keep praying about it. But that's just sad. But I think a lot of times when these mothers don't, like, they let their sons get away with whatever, do whatever, is because they have failed. as a mother at a certain part in their kid's life when they were little or whatever. So they're trying to make up for that. But that's not the best way. Just to give your children or your grown your adult son or your grown man son whatever he wants when he wants it, and let him talk to you any kind of way, disrespect you, whatever, and let him get away with it. That's not how he's gonna learn how to handle responsibility as a mature man in the future to um his current girlfriend or fiance or wife or his daughter that he may have or whatever. That's not the best way to go, because he's gonna think that he can literally do whatever he wants or get away with whatever he wants until it's too late, and then it destroys an innocent person. It can destroy you, the mother. It can destroy the family, or the child themselves, like whomever. It could destroy a person that didn't actually deserve that, when this all could have been prevented. Um, and people, a lot of times when people never been through a hardship in life, and they had a easier upbringing, or they had an easier lifestyle, or whatever the case may be. Because let's be real, it's harder for a black person to make it in this world. It really is. Like, you gotta work harder, you gotta make less mistakes, you gotta keep grinding, you get told way more no's than yes, you gotta kiss a lot of ass. It's just crazy. Just to get to where you wanna be in life. It's just insane. Um I didn't want to get started with that. So a lot of times, don't get me wrong, there's some white people out in this world that has been through the mud, that has been through the struggle, that has lived a hard life. Let me make that clear. But it's very rare, okay? But even if they did, they could still they still got to level up. They still got that white privilege, as you could say, whatever. So a lot of times these men, from when I was growing up, okay, that's something I wanted to say before this. A lot of times people that haven't been through a struggle in life and that work for the state, they don't understand, like, when you're like talking in therapy, you're venting to heal. So if you're going to use what I said in therapy to heal, because I can't trust, like, my so-called friend on the phone. I don't want to talk to my mother or my father or a relative about it, because I feel like they're not going to understand. I feel like they're going to judge me, or they're going to think I'm attacking them, or whatever the case may be. So I'm confiding in you, because I don't know you, and you're supposed you're licensed to help me get through mental therapy. So now I'm starting to see, when black people said back in the day, when I was growing up, God is your therapist, they're actually truly right, because you can't trust these therapists, because they'll use any little thing against you that you have said. So, I was gonna make a really good point about this. So a lot of times these men, they will hold so much anger inside, and their emotions, and that's another thing. It's like, when I was growing up, we were told that men are not supposed to cry, and they're not supposed to express themselves and all that other stuff. That's like the worst thing that you could ever tell a man not to do, because they're gonna think that it's weak to love a woman, that is weak to show feelings to a woman, to express romantic ways to a woman. Like, you're considered weak, you're considered soft, you're considered you're not a man if you really love a woman the right way. Like, you're not a man if you get married. Like, it's, what I'm saying, like, it's just so many things. Like, it's so many things. You're not a man if you cry. Like, so you mean to tell me, if your mother passes away, God forbid, or your father, or whoever, or something happens to your child or whatever, or you end up getting hurt, you're not supposed to cry. Like, come on now, like it's just crazy. But I kind of stand like if a man was to cry all the time. I don't want like I want a man like I don't want to be stronger, like more masculine than my man. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't want to be the one like I'm a big baby. The one I'm very sensitive sometimes, but I'm very passionate. Like you know what I'm saying? I could be aggressive and all that stuff, things like that. Sorry, I'm like kind of tired, so I might stumble my words, but it's like I kind of get that whole concept. Like you know, like a woman is not gonna want a man that's like emotional all the time, like too emotional. But it's okay sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's okay sometimes, like for your man to cry on your shoulder, like especially if he's going through some real stuff, like or he's like reminiscing on the past, like or having everyone. That's another thing. Everyone has triggers. You just have to learn to identify them. Like it's kind of like another version of pet peeve. It's like everyone has their pet peeves. Everyone has their boiling points. Um, everyone is gonna something's gonna remind somebody of something, like a smell, or it could even be a good smell. Anything little thing could be like a triggering for someone or remind that person of something. So when it comes to this whole PTSD thing, people just like overuse it to make it seem like, oh, if you got PTSD or you're reminiscing or you got triggers and you're mentally ill. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, come on now. Like, this is the reason why a lot of people are unaliving people out there. I'm saying unaliving because it's social media. I'm trying to, whatever. This is why a lot of people, innocent people, get unalived. This is why a lot of murders happen, a lot of robberies happen, a lot of innocent babies and children are getting unalived, and animals, because people are making it seem like it's not okay to deal with your emotions. So that's another thing I wanted to say. So, for example, with these mothers, right? Stop treating them like they're your man or they're your husband, and have conversations, but you don't gotta, say too much or do too much. And I see these 40, 50-year-old women up in the club like acting like they're 20. Like it's okay to like, have fun and socialize and go to like, whatever, like, but I can't explain it. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm just saying, like, I could tell like the difference between like the level of maturity and responsibility as a mother. Yes, they might have a clean home. They might, go hard for their kids, but are you really, really guiding your children the way that they should be guided? Like, to be honest with you, with my oldest son's father, like he wanted his son to be a thug, and he wanted his son to be something that he wanted him to basically follow his footsteps and follow his tracks. And I'm just like, nah, like my son ain't gonna be in and out of jail like you. Like he's not gonna be that. So I think like men, they want some men, not all men, some men, they want their sons to be like thuggish, hard, and whatever, tough. Like I get that, but it's like you should want better. You know what I'm saying? You should want your children to excel and go far in life and do right in life, So you can still enjoy like certain type of things, like when it comes to hip hop music, stuff like that, and be like an intelligent. It's like back then when I was in school, like we was told like being smart was like not cool, like it was geeky, it was nerdy. Um, so being being stupid is embarrassing. Who wants to be stupid? Like it's cool to be smart. It's cool to be intelligent. I'm glad that people are starting to realize that now. So yeah, so just like stuff like that. So these women, I don't know. I'm not trying to bash nobody. I'm just trying to keep it real on this channel because we could break so many generational curses like if we just like be honest. Like I feel like I feel like when someone that I'm dating or someone that I used to date, if I notice something that they're doing wrong, I'ma tell you straight how it is. I'm gonna tell you straight how it is because you've been so disrespectful to me, to your children, whatever the case may be. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat the situation and make it seem like you're somebody that you're not. Like that's the problem. People are afraid to tell their kids or someone that they're dating the truth. Like no, tell them the truth because if you don't tell them the truth and you just lie to their face and make them seem like they're somebody that they're not because you don't want to hurt their feelings or you don't want them to get upset or whatever the case may be, then they're never gonna really see their own bullshit. They're never gonna take accountability. That's another thing I noticed is like, you know what I'm saying, when you lie to someone and you tell them like you don't really tell them the truth. It's like, for example, like if I'm going out with my homegirls, right? And I got something on my that fell on my shirt or my dress or something on my face that I didn't even notice, like right? It could happen. It happens. It happens. Or I got something in the back of my dress or whatever. Cause if I sat on something and I got something like a stain on my dress or whatever, and you don't tell me, and you seen it, that just goes to show that you don't have my best intentions at heart. You're not really looking out for me. You're not really. You want me to get embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? That's just another sign of jealousy right there. So that's some food for thought. I just had to be said. So sometimes you just, even if the truth hurts, I'm like listen, sometimes you gotta tell people straight what it is. If you know that the way that they're talking and the way that they're acting and things that they're doing is not right, tell them straight up like who they really are. Because a lot of these men from my generation, unfortunately, they take advantage of women. They use women financially. They use them in all different types of ways and shapes and forms, especially the black men. It's sad to say, but it's true. But it's like, dang, like my son's father, I don't really consider him. My second son's father, I don't really consider him black. He got black in him, but I don't really consider him black. But it's just like, and I'm not. He's not part of this conversation. He's not part of this category. He's not part of this at all. I'm not even bashing him. But I'm just trying to make a point. So a lot of them, they they're like freeloader. It's like a homosexual. I'm learning about this. This is like a new thing. A homosexual. It's kind of sad. It's like, okay, if they don't, if you're not gonna do what they tell you to do when they tell you to do it, it's a problem. If you're not giving them the money that they want when they want it, or you're not letting them control your fund, it's a problem. You know, it's a big, huge problem. And that's very sad because it's like, and some women, they'll do it because they don't want to lose that man. They'll do whatever the man says. They'll let them have full control. They'll give the man whatever they want, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And because they don't want no other woman to have them. Because, or it could be because they're addicted to the D, or because of her looks. There's so many reasons. Because a man could be attractive and have a little D. You know what I'm saying? There's so many reasons, and that we just have to learn to just like really, really love thyself. So I kind of see why I haven't had a daughter yet. Because if I was to have a daughter, I will definitely, and I feel, and this is another thing, we should definitely teach our sons how to clean up after themselves, how to clean up and have good maintenance and take care of their hygiene and teach them how to cook, teach them how to bake. I did that with my son. And you know what my mom said to me? She said that I was trying to have my son clean up after me and have him wash. I was like, no, I was trying to teach him how to be responsible. That's why you're doing everything for him. You're washing the dishes. You're cleaning up after him. Like, come on now. Like this is the reason why my son wanted to go with my mother so bad, because he made it seem like to my mom that I was trying to like I don't know, like treat him like a maid. No, I was trying to teach him how to be responsible. I wanted him to learn independence. I had to teach myself how to do those things when I was growing up. I had to teach myself how to take care of myself, how to take clean up, how to take care of my hygiene, how to cook, how to bake. I had to teach all myself all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I learned more off of YouTube than anything. I learned how to do all that from YouTube, from other people, from Google. I learned how to take care of myself off of like the internet. It's kind of sad, but it's you know, it is what it is. So I didn't want my son to go through that. So she's trying to make it seem like something that wasn't. That's the reason why. That's another reason. My son really didn't have no structure going over there, because you know, grandparents, they let their grandkids do whatever. You know what I'm saying? They don't treat their they don't treat their grandkids how they have treated, you know, you or you know, your child or whatever, their children. It's completely night and day. So, and we have to understand that, like, teach your kids the right way growing up, because you don't want them to grow up to be like some slob or irresponsible type of person. Or, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, a real woman is going to admire and love a man that smells good, that's well groomed, that looks good, dressed well, stuff like that. So I'm still learning. I'm still learning how to do that. Right now, I'm putting certain things on pause because, but trust and believe, like, you're gonna see another version of me, like, probably like, I would say 2 to 3 years. I'm gonna be like the best version of myself. I'm gonna be complete. You're not gonna recognize me. I'm gonna be completely unrecognizable. So stay tuned for that, because I got things in the works. Not surgery or anything like that, but I got things in the works. So just stay tuned. It's already happening. I'm like calling into fruition. So I already know. But so yeah, I told myself that, like, what I'm gonna do is, right, because I want more kids, but I want to wait for the right time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get on this IUD, like it's a no hormone. So I'm gonna get on that, and then I'm just gonna go hard and like just work out, lose weight that I need to lose, so I could get this breast reduction. And I'm just gonna go hard and just, like, you know, just take really good care of myself and take care of Prince and do what I gotta do. So yeah, like, yeah, we need to understand that, like, take care of yourself. Yes, you got to take care of yourself too as a mother, like, you know what I'm saying, in order to take care of children. But another thing I forgot to mention is that I noticed this also about, like, some women. I see a lot of them. Oh yeah, I said this before. Like, I noticed that a lot of women, they mistreat their daughters and they treat their sons like kings, right? Um, their hair will be done and their daughter's hair will be jacked up. I can't stand that. I see that a lot, especially with black women. Um, it's very sad. And I'm not trying to bash my own kind. I'm just trying to keep it real, because we need to take accountability to break these generational curses. Like, why is your hair done and you look so nice, but your daughter is looking like who did it and ran, and who did it and why? You know what I'm saying? So that's not even cool. I don't care if she's 2. I don't care if she's 1. I don't care if she's 6 months old. I don't care if she's 5. I don't care if she just came from school. I don't care if, you know, what's going on. I don't care if she was outside playing. I don't care. Like, no, that's not gonna fly with me. That's like that's kind of like triggering for me. I'm like, whoa, like, wow. Um, at least put some type of effort. If you could put effort into taking care of yourself and looking right for your man and da 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 da, then you could do the same for your daughter. And that's another thing. A lot of these mothers, some of these mothers, they will they'll have their daughters act like so fast, so fast. Like they encourage the thoughtness. They encourage their daughters to be a thought, just like them. It's just sick and sad. Your daughter, it's okay to have that friend relationship, so she can know it's okay to talk to you and communicate with you. But don't encourage that whole ism. You know what I'm saying? Don't encourage the thoughtness. Like, you should want your daughter to be like a good example as a wife, like a you know what I'm saying, be a good example, like a good grows to be a good woman, you know what I'm saying? Respectable woman. You should teach your daughter to respect herself. Like, another thing, oh my god, another thing I forgot to mention, about this. Dang. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's just so much that goes into it, but um yeah, we definitely have to be careful like what we say around our kids and do around our kids and who we bring around our kids and stuff like that. Um, because they say you are the company you keep. But even if you're not doing the same things they're doing, it's just like this. It just doesn't look right. You gotta protect your kids at all costs, and protect yourself. You gotta protect your peace and whatever. So I was gonna say something about this other thing. Oh yeah, I can't stand it when a woman will put like their man before their kids. Like, it's, I understand, you gotta take care of your man or whatever. If, I was taught growing up, like, feed the man first, then the kids. Well, first of all, you gotta think of it like this: the kids didn't ask to be here. They can't fend for themselves. No, you should feed the kids first. um, but at the same time, you still treat your man like a king, and cater to him and all this stuff, and take care of your kids. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, they'll just like neglect their kids to and neglect the responsibilities of a mother to chase after their man. And just like, it's just, I that's just kind of sad. Like, we shouldn't do that. So, like, I noticed there's some men that will even admit to this, and there's some men out there that's like this. They'll get jealous if you cater too much to um even if it's their own children. If you cater too much to the kids and attend to them too much, they want attention all the time. The man, that your husband, your man, your boyfriend, whoever, your baby daddy, they want attention all the time. Like, bruh, are you freaking kidding me? Grow up. Like, we have that time. Like, I'm gonna cater to you too, but I gotta make sure our son's straight. I gotta make sure our daughter's straight. I gotta make sure our kids straight. Do you want me to be a bad mother or something? Like, what's up? And another thing I want to address before I end this video is that, what really irks me is that, like, say you're in a good mood, you try to be positive, whatever. People look at that as like, why are you happy all the time? Why are you smiling? Why are you, saying da, 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 da. They want you to be miserable. Misery, it sounds so cliche to say, but misery loves company. But it's true. It's just like, don't tell me what emotion to feel. Like, I remember I used to work for Kohl's back in the day, a retail store, and the manager at the time, she said, "Why are you always in a good mood?" I'm like, "Am I not supposed to be? I thought this was part of customer service. Like, I'm not the register. I thought I was supposed to be smiling, be in a good mood, and I'm at work. Like, you want me to be like, have an attitude? Like, what you want? You know what I'm saying? That's just like, wow. No, don't get me started on that. Do not get me started on that. But that's just an example. So we need to like get it together, generation. People as a whole. it's just sad. Like, I'm watching all these videos about like this black people just doing these things that's just like sad. Like for example, like you talking about you a hairdresser and you're 5-star quality and you got your own business and you're the best of the best and you got all this money from doing all these celebrities heads and you're not even giving customer service skills. Like, do you not really know how to run a business? You know how to run a successful business. I'm gonna tell you how to run a successful business. You treat your customers with respect. You treat your employees like, with respect. um you don't act ratchet at your job. Like, you don't cuss out, that person and this person, and bring your kids to work and all us. So that's like, do we not know how to be professional in this day and age as black women, as black people? Like, come on now. This is why a lot of us came and worked together. And then you want to charge all these ridiculous prices. Then you want to like be on some hate and shit and cut this, damage women with long, beautiful hair this intentionally because you don't have the time and the patience to grow out your hair yourself. Can we just get it together? This is why a lot of times black people can't work together. And this is why a lot of black people are not successful today. If we was to get it together and like stop all that crazy ratchetness and stop being irresponsible and stop giving clients attitudes that are like willing to tip you good money, willing to bring more people to you, willing to you know what I'm saying, help you become successful in life. Um and you're over there acting stank, like just, oh my god. I see that so many times, time and time again. Like, that happens to me. Oh, your hair is long. I told this little dresser, don't cut my hair. Oh, your hair's so long. Cuts it. Kept burning my scalp. Talking on the phone. Like, oh my gosh. This is what we doing? Okay. Okay. But yeah, that's just like, I'm just saying, we gotta do better. We just gotta do better, especially the women. Like, especially the women. There's no need to be jealous of another female, no matter how pretty she is, no matter how long her hair is, no matter what. If she's willing to put money in your pocket, if she's willing to bring more customers to you, and then, okay, that's another thing. If a customer says something to you, like that they notice that they don't like, that's gonna affect them, don't take it personal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? If they're calling you out on something like, oh, can you please wash your hands, or asking, you're oh yeah, and you're like prolonging the time, you're dragging the time, dragging. Don't give them an attitude. Like, if they're asking you questions about certain things, like, get it together. Get it together. Like, this is, like, just get it together. This is the reason why a lot of times we don't get respected in the world, because this stuff, like this, like the stuff that we do.